Good evening, and welcome to A Grieving Mother's Journey, Leakland, where we air every Sunday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. with open mic every third Sunday from 6:20 to 6:50 p.m. We bring grieving mothers together to share, trust, and bond with one another, and to spread awareness of the pain that is caused when others choose to take a life by violence, and the various struggles we face on a daily basis just to make it through the day. I hope that this will make those that are on that horrible path think twice and turn their lives around. Welcome. Testing, testing. Can you guys hear me? Sorry about that, guys. Welcome to another episode of A Grieving Mother's Journey. We are on season 1, episode 35 with open mic. We do have a couple of guests with us tonight. I'll bring them on shortly. And let's see here. For some reason, test. Okay, there we go. All right, so guys, thank you for joining. We are doing open mic tonight. So before we bring our guests on, I do want to make an announcement. Don't forget next week, for episode 36, we are going to be talking about broken heart syndrome. We will have a guest. We'll have a local cardiologist that'll be joining us, and he's going to speak on that. So please be sure to join us for that. And lastly, don't forget the 6th of this month, we are going to continue on with our check-in, our monthly check-in. And I know I had one last month, which was nice. It was about 2 p.m. and I was getting, a few messages that most people were at work and asked for, a later time. So I have accommodated that, and we will be doing it twice that day, the 6th. So we'll have one at 2 p.m. and we'll have one at 6 p.m. Now, it's not live, it's just a private thing through Google Meet. For those of us in the group that just kind of want to, get together, support one another, and just check in to see how everyone is doing. So if you do want to join that, you will have to send me an email for that so I can send you a link to join. Seats are limited, so send the email out as soon as you can so I can make sure that you get the invite. The email is scrolling at the bottom. And later on too, if you want to call in for open mic, the number is scrolling at the bottom as well. And I'll give you a cue on that and when to call in. So for those of you that have just joined us, open mic is basically, I know some people think open mic means you're going to get on, you're going to rap or what have you. That's not what it means. Open mic for A Grieving Mother's Journey is basically an open forum for anyone that wants to come on, and you can speak about whatever you want to speak about. It doesn't have to be about the death of your child. However, that's always welcome. If it's your birthday, you can call in and, give yourself a shout out for that. Whatever you want to talk about, whatever's on your heart, this is an open forum for that. This is a no pressure, no judgment zone. So don't forget that. Just keep in mind that we are streaming, so we do have to keep things a little kosher, but I'm excited for everyone that's joining our open mic tonight. So I see that we have Kimberly Abell and Patricia that is joining us. So I am going to go ahead first and bring on Kimberly to the stage.
Oh, thank you. Hi.
Hi there.
You scared me there. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm a little tired today. I know I look tired or what have you.
Well,
But I know, geez, it's okay though, right? We're
it has
here.
to be. It has to be at this point in time. Yes.
Yes. And how's everything with you? I know you've been
Uh,
going through some things. So how is everything?
well, it's nerve-wracking right now. I'm dealing with a lot on my plate. As
Yeah.
far as the death of my son,
Right,
um,
right.
which I've lost two, but one
Uh-huh.
to an accidental overdose. And
Right.
as I'm talking with people in the group and stuff, the grieving groups that I'm on through Facebook, and they're putting out these numbers out there as far as like their toxicology report and stuff.
Okay.
And my son's numbers are really, really high. So I started, looking into it. I didn't look at my son's toxicology report or autopsy or anything like that. I looked at once, put it up. Me and my daughter did. Haven't looked at it. But when a lady had brought that to attention in the group, you want to know what these numbers were. So, and I've worked for a doctor, so I got on the website and I started looking around. And, so I explained a little bit, but not a whole lot because, I can't really say a whole lot about that on that side I go on.
Right,
But,
right.
um, it made me go get my sons out, dig it out because I'm mad and I'm very mad. Because I found out through the group and calling around here in Marion County that anything that is related to fentanyl and when 911 is called, they're supposed to treat it as a crime scene. Okay. Especially if
Okay.
there's a death involved. Well,
Yes, I went through that with my niece. Yeah.
and I'm really upset because they're supposed to investigate that also, especially if you got more than 2, 3, 4
Right.
substance in your body. Okay.
Right, right.
And the amount of substance in your body. Right. So here I'm looking and I'm going over his report and I'm like, oh my God, you wouldn't believe the amount that was in his body. And there's no investigation whatsoever. And it's been a year and a half. So I it was 5.8 as far as the limit in his body. 5.8 is a lot of fentanyl, okay? And I can't pronounce, there was 2 different fentanyls in his body, plus marijuana, cocaine, all of it. So right there should red flag the detectives that
Something's going
something's
on.
wrong. Just because I found my son doesn't mean that there was no foul play or something, because we don't
Right.
know,
Right.
So therefore, I think I'm at my wit's end because I don't know where to begin because they only keep your tissue for so long in the coroner's office. And I found out our state here don't have enough manpower to even investigate anything. There's so many unsolved deaths here of accidental overdose on fentanyl. And and do I contact the DEA? Do I open an investigation with what I do know? They hand me his phone back.
So we do have, hey, let me say hi real quick. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Deborah. Thank you for joining. So we have Deborah, and she's freaking awesome.
Is she
And
awesome?
she's
Okay.
one of the biggest supporters. I think you're a part of her group. She actually is the owner and of the Wake Up Before You Don't.
Wake up before you don't. Yes.
Yes. So I don't know. Maybe you guys can connect. She might be able to give you some direction. Maybe she'll let us know something later on or come on the platform. But
Okay.
she is freaking awesome. And so maybe you guys can connect
Because
from
that's what
there
I'm,
as well.
yeah, I'm just trying to, I just want to know. Do I really want to know? Yeah, I do. I want to know, but in reality, with the new Austin laws and the new laws that are out and this and that, and they're trying to, to get to the head honcho,
Hmm.
but to me, I understand he had a choice in the matter though. So I kind of understand a little bit. He had a little bit of play in this also. So therefore, does this dealer know that that substance was in that? And then, they go from the little guy, the dealer, and then move up to the chain. They want the big dog. But what's to say they're going to ever find these people? Because they can't connect them.
Yeah.
So these people that did that knowingly did it, but they're still out there running around doing whatever they choose to do.
Well, yeah, anyone that gives anybody fentanyl, first of all, that's a controlled substance that should only be given out through hospitals. So whoever had that or gave that to your son, they still need to be held responsible because they shouldn't have had it.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely. I agree with that. I
Yes.
do. And
And
then I
then,
was having surgery this week and, um, you know, I didn't realize, I know we have medical fentanyl, yes, but I didn't, I'm not clearly thinking right now. but I had
Uh-huh.
cancer and I had a port in and for so long. And I go to do this surgery to have the port taken out because they put on my records cancer free in remission. So
Okay.
I had this port taken out. As I'm laying on that operating table and they're getting ready to, I heard one of them say something about fentanyl and I started crying. And
Oh.
the lady came out and she goes, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I said, "Did you say fentanyl?" And I just busted out crying. I said,
Mm.
"Stop. I don't want it. I'll stay awake for this surgery." They said, "It's different. I understand it's different, but it's in our mind, all we see is fentanyl and our baby's laying there." So
Mm.
therefore,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So therefore, I put a stop to it. I said, "Keep me awake. I don't want it. I just don't even want it."
Right.
So,
Before we move on really quick, it looks like we lost Patricia.
oh,
Patricia, if you're listening, it's okay.
okay.
Please come back on. And so Crystal's saying the sound is echoing.
Yeah, it
And
is a little.
you do hear echo, so I don't
I
know if
hear it.
it's me or you. I've been having some issues with this. Hold on. You still hear an echo?
Very little.
Let me try this. Hold on. What about now?
Nope, not now.
No echo. Okay. All right. So, but can you hear me clearly?
I can. Mhm.
Okay, Crystal, do you still hear the echo now? So Deborah's still hearing an echo. Oh boy. Okay, yeah. So hopefully we can get through this. I'm not sure. I've been having some issues with my equipment. Um, is that better? It's light, Crystal? Okay. Okay. All right. So we'll just keep going. So again, Patricia, I'm not sure what happened. Click on the link if you want to come back on. But anyway, so we can continue, Kimberly, while we're waiting.
Okay. I mean, I don't know how all of us are getting through all of this. There's people out here losing people every day, every 5 seconds, we're losing people out here.
Yeah.
And it just concerns me that the government don't have enough force out here to even investigate the proper way of doing things. And then when the parents have certain parts of evidence, but you still don't have the manpower to investigate it, what are we supposed to go out and do this? But
Right.
what, our voice ain't going to be heard.
Well, I know that Deborah, she does a lot. Deborah's saying no better. Oh gosh, I don't know what. Hold on. I'm so sorry, Kimberly. I've
That's
been having
okay,
this
sweetheart.
problem before. Let me see something here.
Is your shower trying to tell you something? Is getting in and out of the bathtub becoming a safety concern? Are you worried about the cost of a bathroom remodel that could go on for weeks and
Testing,
weeks?
testing. Let me see. Let me try this mic.
New bathroom shower that's safer at a price you can afford with a one-day.
Testing, testing. Now this one sounds a lot better. Hold on.
That's a lot better.
Testing, test. Okay. How's that? Yeah, I still kind
Sounds
of
good.
hear an echo. It might be are you on your phone?
I am.
And do you have your phone on speaker?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So that's
Let me
probably it
go over
because
here then.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
I'll
then
go
she
over
said
here.
I can hear TV. So yeah, that's probably what it is.
Yeah, that's probably what it is because I'm on speakerphone right now. I'm at work,
Okay.
so
Oh, no worries.
okay.
Okay. So I mean it sounds better to me too. So hopefully our listeners it's better.
Okay.
Um so yeah, but Deborah did say that she said all states are different and they shouldn't be. Um, so I'm hoping that, maybe you guys can connect and now are you a part of the Wake Up Before You Don't group?
I am.
Okay. All right. Yeah, maybe you guys can kind of get together. She does a lot with the community and a lot with the loss from fentanyl and things like that. So, hopefully she'll be able to give you some more information. But so as of now, do they know who it was that gave your son the fentanyl?
Honestly, we got a couple speculations on it. They didn't ask us not one question. I know when I found my son, I knew rigor mortis had set in just by looking at his skin, but I didn't see his face the way he fell backwards. And I go running for my sister, screaming and hit 911. He's gone. And they get there. I call them at 11:36 that morning. They put his time of death at 11:36. But listen, rigor mortis sets in. That they should have went with the autopsy report and put the time of death from that, because rigor mortis takes 6 hours, 8 hours to set in.
I think so.
Yeah. So, and it already set in. So therefore, did my son lay down there all night and I was up in the other room asleep and I couldn't help him? And I mean, you see what I'm saying, where I'm going with this? Because this, like, what could I have done? But I gave them the phone, the police officers the phone, which was a conversation coming in on the phone, but it was never investigated. I said, I'm sending someone over there. Well, who came to my house?
Oh my
Did someone
goodness.
come to my house and me not know it? And he was downstairs and he laid there all night with no help. But they say if you get response right then, 911, and start medical stuff, you can possibly save them.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
You know,
especially with what is it like Narcan they have
Narcan,
now, and
yes, absolutely.
yeah.
And I've Narcan my niece 3 times, so I know it works. And if I'd have known he was down there and something was wrong, which I didn't even think,
Mm,
my son was in prison and he,
okay.
in and out of prison all his life. And I
Okay.
knew when I picked him up, something was wrong because it didn't look like him. Then, he come home, he was doing fine, 10 days. He's telling me, Mom, I've never felt no better. And, and I said, well, good. But something told me he was back at it because my niece was with him. And he OD'd once, which he didn't think he did. He didn't think I knew about it, but which I got his paperwork, in which that they Narcaned him then, and he was fine. And then 7 days later, I go downstairs and he's gone again.
Wow.
But see, the first time they 911'd him and didn't call me until he called me. And then now I go down there this week, listen to me, you can tell where my brain's at. But,
It's okay.
it just, and I had to stay calm. I had to stay calm because I knew I had a daughter and grandchildren out here and I had to call 911. But still, I seen him. I know what happened, even though I refused to go down there. And I just walked away from a house of 36 years because I can't live there. I can't.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, because I lost my son where I was living as well. He was part of a double homicide, and it was
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah. So there's no way I could go and live back there.
There I can't. I see my brother. I found my brother in the apartment on our house. I found my best friend and my son. I couldn't do it no more because I lost my first son in 2017,
Right. That's the one for the
and
accident, correct?
that was the accident. Yes.
Hmm.
And then, I went to the wrong side. So I've got both spectrums, the on drugs and then off drugs, both sides of the spectrum here. And, and I'm not proud to say that, but I own what I did and I paid the price for it. And now to this day, let me tell you, I still speak to the people out there. I'm an alumni. I will sponsor women. I'll do whatever it takes
Hmm.
because it's a horrible, it's horrible. It's a horrible drug. And I'm not saying I did fentanyl, but,
Right.
it's out there. We're losing all of our young adult children and babies and,
Yeah.
uncles and aunts and nieces,
There's a
all of the above.
lot. Yeah, I
Yeah.
lost my niece to fentanyl as well. She passed away. I think it was just a couple of years after I lost my brother. I've been dealing with a lot of loss, but yeah, a couple years later, but again, like with this whole investigation thing, like you're saying, there was never, there was an autopsy report, so forth and so on, but somebody gave her that because they left her in the hallway of an apartment building
Oh.
and laid her head on a pillow.
Mm,
You
mm,
know,
mm.
yeah, so
Why didn't they call
yeah.
911? See?
Yeah, no one called. I'm not really sure. I don't remember if they actually called. I don't think anybody called. I think she was just found like that. But You know, it's just fentanyl is just terrible.
And it is because there's so many different types of fentanyl out there. Like there's the care fentanyl, the regular fentanyl, and then this, I can't pronounce it, forgive me, but it's FLOURO fentanyl. And
Oh, I
it's
didn't
10
know that.
times, it's 10 times, that's what was found in my son's. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, right here. Okay. That's what they found, and I looked that up, and I done some research on it. Is that good or not?
Yeah, what group is that?
This is one of the grief groups that I'm on, and the lady does a hosts a show.
Can she find some people I could talk to?
Yeah, I'll talk to you here in a minute. Yeah. I'm one of my clients lost a daughter also, and then
Oh, I'm
she
so
just had a
sorry.
bad accident, and we are taking care of her now because she had a spinal problem with a motorcycle. What's a motorcycle?
Yeah.
It was a big motorcycle accident, so she's paralyzed from neck down.
Oh my
So
gosh.
she lost her daughter also, and she's grieving by herself too, and so we have a little bit in common, and and I don't mind coming over here and working 2 or 3 jobs, come help. I don't,
Yeah,
but
absolutely. You guys can support one another.
so that's what I mean, because she knows what I'm feeling inside.
Hmm.
So, and then, I know exactly how she's feeling, but
Right.
I express my feelings. I talk about it. Don't care who says what. And if you don't
That's
like my
right.
Facebook page, get off of it, delete me. And
That's
that's what I
right.
put out there the other day because it was brought to my attention. I say too much about my son. I'm sorry. You pick one of your children and tell me which one you can not talk to.
Exactly. Exactly.
And they
Let it
think that I'm
happen to
just
you
the
and see how
biggest
much you.
bee there is.
Yeah.
But I have that right to be. I think it qualifies me to be that.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. Yeah, don't
you
let anybody ever say that to you. We talking about our children is therapeutic for us, and that's what we do because our children did exist at one point, right?
and they
And
still do. I
they
mean,
right, they still do spiritually. So, but it's usually someone that has an experience that lets allows that kind of stuff to come out of their mouth.
right. And
Hmm.
one of my own family members come to me, not just last week. Was it last week? Last week and said, Kim, you're going to have to get over this and go on with your life. And I just was flabbergasted. I didn't say nothing. I just looked at her. I went, and the more I thought about that, and it's my own family that would say something like that. And we're a tight
Hmm.
knit family. But, I got to thinking about that and I brought it to my daughter's attention. I said, and I know what I want to say to her. And I said, I want to say it calm because I don't want to hurt her feelings, basically.
Hmm. Hmm.
And get her all upset because of her blood pressure and stuff like that. But I'm going to go to her and say, hey, you offended me the other day. This is what you said. This is how I took it.
Hmm.
And you tell me, I'm going to reverse it around to you. Why don't you
Hmm.
go there, not just one, but go pick 2 of your children. Pick 2 of them.
Exactly.
And then tell me which ones you can't talk to the rest of your life
That's
that you're not
right.
going to talk about or want to hear stories about them or
That's
whatever.
right.
Because all we're doing is looking for that little glimpse of, happiness that we want to see. We want to laugh too, but in the grieving process, that is so hard to laugh and be okay
Hmm.
with it.
Hmm.
It's not. So therefore, I don't know. I guess I have my own personal opinions on everything.
Yeah,
So
I mean, and we all do, but there's still certain things as grieving moms all across the board. We're not going to stop talking about our child, period. And
I'm
just
not.
like you said, if you don't like it, get off the page or,
Get off of it.
don't say anything to me because for me, I'm not going to stop talking about my son, regardless of what anybody says or thinks.
Well, I see you got you a show here now. See, so you're going to be, yeah. That's another thing I'm getting ready to do too. Is I'm looking up to see how I can do a documentary on my son.
Okay, that'd be awesome.
Do what?
How long her son been deceased?
How long? My client wants to know how long has your son been deceased?
He was murdered May 15th, 2022, a week after Mother's Day. So
Oh
it's
my.
coming up on 3 years.
Yeah, mine's coming up on 2 in August, and
Yeah,
it's like every day we relive it every day because every
all the
morning I wake up,
time.
it's a new thing.
Mine's
Yep.
When's yours?
coming up on 3 years, November the 3rd.
November the 3rd. Hers will be
Oh,
3 years since her daughter had passed away
okay. So
also.
yeah, they were pretty close
Yeah, yeah.
in
So
time. Yeah, I
yeah.
totally understand. My condolences to her.
Well, thank you.
My condolences
Do
to
you want to
you
see her?
too.
Do you want to go
Thank
on?
you.
It's on
It's
there.
live. It's live. Okay. So
Yeah.
this is my friend here.
Hi there.
Hey, how you doing? I,
I'm
I,
day by day.
That's why she is too.
day
Yep.
by day, I've been looking for a group like this actually, because like Kim was saying, I lost my daughter, and then 5 months later was in a severe accident,
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
paralyzed me from my neck down. Um, so I've been trying to find a group
That she can talk to
that I
and
can
You
talk
are more
to.
than welcome. You're more than welcome to join our group. I have an amazing group of people in there, and everyone is very supportive. And I do this podcast once a week. I also have a monthly check-in where
Mhm.
it's not live. It's just a group of
A
us getting
private group,
together.
right?
Yeah, private. Just kind of checking in with one another to see how we're doing and things like
Checking in
that.
on all of
So
us.
Okay,
yeah.
well, what I'm gonna do is somehow try to get your information because, like I said, I'm paraplegic, so I can't.
She can't do. Yeah, we do all of
Right.
everything for her. So this is through her own video here, but I met these groups of ladies on Facebook, the
Uh-huh.
grieving group. See,
Mm.
so that's where I got on some of them and I discuss, and I talk with them too. So,
Yeah.
and we can do exactly what we're doing here now. We get on and say whatever's on our mind. They don't judge us, anything.
Absolutely. Yeah, I do this. This is kind of open mic, which I do. I try to do at least once a month, depending on how many guests I have. But yeah, and they're always on YouTube, so she is more than welcome. I don't know if you can help her out. Maybe she
I
can
can
go
probably
and
help
just
her
kind
out
of,
for YouTube.
yeah, just to kind of look in, and she can just listen while she's there. We have about 30 episodes, past episodes. They're not going anywhere. She can
That's
listen
all
to them
right.
at her leisure.
Right. I'll see if I can bring it up on her phone too. And
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, I
it'd be
appreciate
yeah.
that.
If we can
Yeah,
help one another
anytime.
out, assist her out.
We have to. We have to, right? Because no one else understands but us.
Mm-mm. No,
And
and they don't understand the process of grief because that is our new way of living now, and it's going to
yeah,
be an
grief.
everyday
And
thing for
then
us.
don't forget, I don't know if you were able to watch it or if you were on last week. We had Dr. Marcella Marcy um
I seen a little
on.
glimpse of it.
Yeah, you really should, when you get a chance, go back and just review that whole episode because she taught me things that I didn't even know.
You didn't even
When
know.
it comes to grief and trauma. Yes, it was amazing. She's
Do
very
you understand
knowledgeable.
grief? It's a heavy burden.
It is
It is. It
very
really
much
is. Because
so.
I pull my car over. I have to pull my car over when it hits. I'm
Mm,
bawling and I'm driving.
oh,
I'm like, up, get on over, go
yeah.
on and sit for a little bit, take a deep
Hmm.
breath. So,
And just work through it. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I've
Yeah.
been doing. So, yeah. So I'm glad I was able to come on tonight.
Well, me too. It's good to see you. I know we talk a lot, on Facebook and everything, but it's
Right.
actually good to see you. And I'm so
It's good to
glad that
see
you
you. You look
joined
good.
us. Thank you. Oh, I
Yeah.
look a mess tonight, but
I know.
I was
I
like,
do me.
I was like, I still got to go on, but it's okay.
Mhm. Now, is this on YouTube, correct?
Yes, it's
And
on
I can go on
YouTube.
and check the episodes out.
Yes, you sure can. When you go on, just hit subscribe. You can watch all of the past episodes.
I think I am subscribed to it.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, and it's live now on YouTube. Last week I did it on our group page and it worked fine. I tried it again today and it's not working. I'm like, I am so sick of Facebook with the streaming thing.
I know.
Like if
I was going to go
everything was the
live myself.
same and yeah.
Yeah, I was
So
going to go live myself. My nephew was going to help me because he does a broadcast too, a podcast
awesome.
on music. So he said, I'll help you. You just got to get things in order for me.
Right, right. Okay,
So,
that's awesome.
yeah. So,
Well, I
have you
do
done a
want to.
documentary or anything?
No, but I am doing, it's gonna be probably like a 4-day segment. I'll be telling my son's story from beginning
Okay.
to end. Yes, that's gonna be in May because his anniversary is in May.
Angel version,
And
yeah.
yeah, I'm kind of working on that. Right now, I have about 7 people that will be speaking on behalf of my son, just sharing memories of him
Sharing memories. Yeah.
and things like that. So it's going to be dedicated to him. It'll be 1 year that I've been doing the podcast, as well as the group, and then of course it'll be his 3rd year, anniversary.
You feel like you have to be his voice, right?
Absolutely, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, and
That's
I will
why I
always
feel
be
like
his
I need to do
voice.
what I'm doing to be his
Yep,
voice and not let it go down in vain either.
yep,
Because these people don't want to die.
yeah,
They
exactly.
don't want to die. They didn't know what was in there,
That's right.
So, that's, no one wants to die,
Exactly.
you know?
Exactly.
So, I mean, I
Such a
know we're put here
tragedy.
to be born and to die, but,
Yeah,
there's going to be
all of
people in
us.
front of
It's
us
inevitable.
and then behind us, and then we're here in limbo here waiting to go after them. Yeah, type, you
Exactly.
know.
Exactly.
So, that's another whole topic itself.
Yeah.
So, uh, okay.
But one of the
Well,
comments is Crystal. She did say, "God bless you all." She said, "Thank you both for joining." You
thank you.
guys,
Thank you.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I
Thank
don't know
you.
what happened to Patricia.
Yeah,
She
I'd like to
was,
hear what she had to say. Yeah.
yeah,
You
she
said she
was
has a
wanting.
lot of knowledge on stuff too.
Well, I wish she had stayed. I'm not sure what happened. I saw her on, but I wanted to bring you on, and then I wanted to bring her
Thank
on
you.
afterwards, and I didn't get the opportunity to get to her because she signed off. So
Oh, I'm
maybe
sorry.
next time. No, it's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine. Maybe next time.
Well, I'm just glad I had the opportunity to at least talk to you because that's been laying heavy on my mind lately. Do I call the coroner's office and say, hey, explain this to me? Do I call a detective if I feel there was foul play? Why
Hmm.
did you not investigate it? And who considered it as an accidental
Yeah.
overdose?
So was there? So on the autopsy report, does it say that was it? How was it deemed? Was it deemed a homicide,
No, it
accidental
was deemed
death?
as an accidental overdose. That was it.
Mm,
That's the only thing it says. And I asked them why they would word it that way. And one of the other ladies that was there when they were, in the retrieving my son's body,
mm,
she told me that um, they can deem it either way, accidental, which protects them if they have children because of the
mm.
insurance policy. See,
Insurance.
and that makes
Okay.
sense because then again, if it's a suicide, they don't get their benefits.
Exactly.
So that's not fair.
Exactly. So I
So
get
that's
that.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's two ways they do that. And then it says accidental fentanyl overdose, or it can be considered suicide. Well, I do know my son didn't want to die. He was just
Right.
now
So it
starting to
wasn't
live.
suicide.
So it
Right.
wasn't suicide, but he had a choice in the matter, like I said. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
highly on that too, because we choose to put that in our mouths, okay, in
Right.
our body.
Right.
But
Right.
did he want to die? Absolutely not.
Right. And a
And
lot of it too, there people are out looking for other substances, but there's been a lot of cases where fentanyl has been laced. It's been laced with fentanyl, and the
right,
person
it's that
giving it
that other
doesn't
drug,
know.
yeah. And the
Exactly.
fentanyl that was found in my son's body is, and I looked it up, it's a tranquilizer, right? And it's for elephants. Look that up.
Oh my God.
Flouro. And it's 10 times it's synthetic. So it's 10 times more harmful than a 5 time, the other fentanyl, care fentanyl. So there's
Wow.
4 or 5 different substances in my son's body, but no investigation was done. So here my mind is getting clear now of I'm going back and rethinking
Mm-hmm.
every little minute because I'm
Mm-hmm.
writing down everything. If that was flagged that way and this is what you found in his body, why did they not do an investigation?
And you would think that they would because that means somebody out there has something that they
Has it?
shouldn't have.
And
Period. You
right,
know.
right. So therefore, who else has got that badge? Who else? I mean, see what I'm saying? So I don't wish this kind
Yeah,
of pain on anybody. Anybody.
absolutely not. Yeah.
So, and then now I've got, my two great grandbabies and my granddaughters. That's all I have in my daughter. That's all I have except for my sisters. But I've lost my family. So,
Mm,
maybe it's just meant for me. He broke me to pieces and now he's going to open better doors later.
mhm.
Bigger and better doors. I don't know what his plans are, the man above, but I'm sure there's some reason for this. And he'll
Yeah.
tell us when the time's right.
When the time's right. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
So,
Well, really quick, I do want to go ahead. It's 6:39, so I do want to open the phone lines if anybody would
okay.
like to. You don't have to leave, but I just want to
Okay.
let the listeners know if anybody wants to call in. The phone number is scrolling at the bottom. Feel free to call in and ask questions, or if there's something that you also want to share, or just share some kudos. Please feel free to call in 571-409-3400. And don't forget, next week we do have a cardiologist, a local cardiologist that will be coming on, and we will be discussing broken heart syndrome. So please be sure. And we do have a caller. Hold on a second.
See.
Hey, Deborah.
Hey,
How are you, honey?
uh, allergies
Oh,
kicking my
Lord.
butt
Our
and
allergies, and then
everything.
the 28th. And
Yep.
Kimberly, can you hear
I
Deborah
can
okay?
hear. I can hear Deb. I can hear her.
Perfect. Perfect. Deborah, can you hear Kimberly?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, very little
very
because I've
little.
got my thing turned down.
Got you.
But
Okay.
Kimberly, I will contact you through Messenger
Are you
and
through Wake
everything.
Up? Wake Up Before You
Yes, I am.
Don't?
Yes,
Okay. Well,
ma'am.
I
Yeah.
love the things that you've just put on Facebook too. I do
Yes,
love
for
those
her.
banners.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
You're
But
welcome, honey.
yeah, I'll contact you through Facebook and everything. Be
And I
easier to
forgot
talk to
where
or
you're
through
from.
Messenger.
I was going to
I'm
say
in
I forgot where you're from. Knoxville,
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know if that's. I think that's 5 hours from me.
And
Yeah.
where are you, Kimberly?
I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay, that's right. That's
Oh,
right.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's not. I mean, I think
Yeah.
Knoxville's about 4 or 5 hours away. I think. I don't
Yeah.
know. I haven't
Yeah.
drove in
I
a
think
while.
matter of fact, I think it's my son was supposed almost had to go there the other day for his ex mother in law and he said, I don't know if I'm ready to make this 7 hour drive
So it's 7 hour
and
drive then.
everything.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember what part
But I was
he had
on when
he
you
was
first come on and shared your story about your son.
She did.
oh okay.
I
She
was there.
absolutely
Okay.
did.
Yes, I asked questions. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I remember seeing it and everything. I forget a
Yeah.
lot of stuff
It's
That
and
okay
happens
on
with
everything.
our
YouTube.
age.
Your video
It
that night
happens
is
with the
still on
age.
YouTube.
Oh yeah.
How did everything go for this celebration for the 28th, Deborah?
It went good.
Oh,
It went very
awesome.
good. The
Awesome.
biggest blessing of all that come out of that day, a friend of mine that I grew up with,
Uh-huh.
okay, her and her son had came over to my house 3 years ago, and when I was doing a thing for Todd, or it's two
Oh,
years ago,
wow.
two
Okay.
years ago, and I was doing a thing for Todd then on the 28th, and her and her son came over here. No, it was 3 years ago. I'm sorry, but anyway, they came over and uh, donated some money,
Nice.
for us to do everything, and that's the first time I had seen her son in God years and
Wow.
everything, and on they had came about a week before the 28th, and on the
Okay.
28th he passed away.
Oh my. I
Wow.
did
His
see that
was
on
from
Facebook.
yeah, his was drug related, but it wasn't drug overdose because he hadn't had anything in months, but he had had open heart surgery from drugs on in November, that the November before
Yeah, it
and
attacks you
everything,
like
just a few
that. Yeah.
months. Yeah, and he wound up his something to do with his heart and everything. So he wound up dying on the same day as
Mm.
Todd, just a few, couple of years later.
But the
It can't
drugs
remember if
wasn't
it's 2 or 3
enhanced
years.
yet. Yeah.
Right. But it's on Todd's third year anniversary,
Third year,
anniversary.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
And
that
how's your
he
other
passed.
son doing? I
Okay.
he's doing
Well,
good.
he's doing good.
Good.
Casey's doing very good.
Good, good, good.
Matter of fact, I just talked to him right before we went on this today and
Awesome.
everything. But he gets out next Monday, not tomorrow, but next Monday
Next
on
Monday.
the 10th
Okay. Okay.
and everything. But I mean, he sounds great. He's doing great. Now I'm starting to worry. How's he going to do when he gets back out in society? You know, the temptations and everything to go drink again and
But it's all
everything.
about,
And I know he says he's worried about that too.
well,
So is
listen,
he not ready? Can he stay there a little longer, or is there a time limit on there?
At that facility, it's a 28-day
Oh,
program
okay.
well, I would check
and
him into
everything.
another program. I know
Yeah.
the,
Well,
yeah,
that's
another
what he's
program.
talking about.
They
Yeah,
have
that's
one
what he's
called,
talking about doing.
I don't know if you have ever heard about this, but the healing place, they have it for men and women, and it's called the Healing Base, and
Uh-huh.
it's free of charge. They've got a detox center, they've got the short term facility, they've got IOP where you go in and check in and do that too, and then you do your drug test and everything every day, and then you go through class every day. And but then again, they have a long term facility, and on the campus there, they can do 9 months to a year. And then they senior chip out after
Oh,
they go through
wow.
that program. They could go into another program where they get housing at the same unit, but go upstairs and silver chip out and pay $40 a month for rent and stay there on that facility until
Wow.
they want to leave and go into a different place. But it actually,
Now,
I love
Kimberly,
the place.
is that one for alcohol also? Because his
Absolutely,
isn't
it's for
drugs, this is
everything.
alcohol.
Alcohol.
Okay.
My sponsor was an recovering alcoholic too. So, and she's been in remission for 6 year remission. Oh my God! And now see, I've got remission. She's been free of that drug for 5 years now. We're celebrating that next month for her,
That's
and she's
great.
doing really well. And
Excellent.
they'll take you back. They'll take you back because Louisville is a good place to go. They're all
Well,
about rehab out there.
his thing is, Kimberly, he's got a team of doctors. See, he's already in stage 3 liver failure.
So, okay,
So
see, yeah.
he's got a
But
team
they'll
of
let him go.
doctors
They'll
here in
let him.
Knoxville.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh.
But
Wonder if
he's
there's
going to
one there in
because he has,
Elizabeth.
oh God, we've got so many programs here in Knoxville, it's unreal. You would think we wouldn't have anybody
That's what I thought
on
about
drugs
Louisville,
or
Kentucky
anything here.
too.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, because
Get
we got
hungry.
so many. But I mean, they stay full. They really do.
Yeah,
They stay
they do, and
full.
that turnover ratio is really bad. But
Yeah,
people that have been off the drug for so long and in these facilities, in rehab and getting a second chance at life, they get back out there on the street. And let me tell you, if your steps in recovery, if you read those backwards, then they know they're relapsing. But I'm telling you, once you get out there, and these people ain't had no drugs in their system for over a year, and they go back at it, and it's stronger this time.
Oh,
Their
yeah.
body's just shut down. It's just done.
Oh, yeah,
We
yeah.
lost like 17 women from that. Yeah.
Wow.
they do.
Yeah.
Their bodies do start shutting down after they, stop for a long time. and
Right,
everything
because your body's not,
sometimes.
and I think that's a little bit about with my son. I think that had a lot to do with my son too,
Yeah.
But as much as he had in his system, I begin to wonder. So, I'm going to start asking questions. And I know it's a year and a half later, but let me tell you, my brain has been fried since
I
he
was
died.
going to tell you, I would still ask questions. I would start with the police department.
But that's
And
what I was
then I
going to
would,
do.
and ask questions there. Why was this not investigated?
And
Well, I was just
My
politely
son
told.
was
Yeah.
investigated.
My son was important
everything.
too.
Hold-
He
hold
was
on,
a,
Kimberly,
Go on.
she's telling you that
Huh?
no, I was telling Kimberly that you were trying to tell her about that your son was investigated. So she
Yeah.
might have some helpful.
Well,
Yes, she might
not
be able to
really.
help
I
me on
mean,
that.
there's really not, because I mean, they asked me here at the house, you know, when they when they got here, they asked me when they come to pick him up, asked me if he suicidal and everything. I was like, no, my son was
Mm-mm.
never suicidal. He wanted to live. You know, I said I thought he had died of a heart attack. Honestly, that's what I thought my son had, was a heart attack at
Oh.
32 years old, because he was complaining that week of
That his chest
hurting
was
in his
hurt.
chest and
Mm-hmm.
everything. So that's what I figured until we got the toxology and seen it was fentanyl and everything. Well,
Mm,
I basically know we've got an inkling of who sold it to him. It was one pill and it was laced with he'd got a Xanax is what it was.
Right.
He
I
bought a
remember that.
Xanax and it was laced with fentanyl. Well, if we're right in what we're thinking, the boy that sold it to him, he's like a brother to him. He would have
Right,
never
right.
sold it to Todd if he knew it had fentanyl in it, because
mm-hmm.
Todd
Yeah.
did not mess with fentanyl. He
Right.
was very open and honest with the family about what he did do, you know, and he had been clean for over a year. He did have a prescription for Xanax, but it was a lower dose. So he would actually sell those and
Ah,
buy, buy a higher dose, totem, totem pole, whatever they would have called
right,
them.
right.
But yeah, Todd had told me in the past, Mom, if I ever do die of an overdose, do not go looking to blame anybody
I
and
remember,
everything.
yeah.
He said, and stuff. He's don't go put the blame on anybody. He says, when I buy off these streets, I know the consequences.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, that's sad to say, but I do. And he said, I do it to myself. But like I said, he was also clean for a year, year and a half. After my granddaughter passed away, he'd got clean. And she passed in 2018 of November, and he passed in February 2020.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's been hard. I'm here lately. I've been trying to figure out, go back in my mind and try to remember the days afterwards, even that day, and I really can't. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm just blocked it
Mine's
out or
starting to
what.
mine's
There's
foggy.
some things I can remember. Yeah, it's very foggy, very,
Yeah, now it's
even
starting to
after
come
5
back to
years.
me a little bit. So,
Yeah.
I thought I was the only one that actually was foggy. I know we're all
Oh
dreaming
Lord,
different
no,
ways, but
Yeah, no, we all
no.
experience that fogginess. I
Oh yes.
you
still
know,
do to this day. you
Now I
know.
remember y'all was talking earlier about you have both since moved down the houses that your sons
Mm-hmm.
oh
passed
my
in.
God, I had to.
I still live in the house that my son passed
I
away
couldn't
in,
do it. I couldn't even go
because
down there.
I can't see me. I can't. It's hard for me to move away. I rent this place. I don't own it. I rent it.
Oh, you rent?
But
Okay, so you're okay.
yeah, but I still can't. I just can't pick up and leave, because I feel like if I leave, I'm
You're
leaving
leaving
him
them.
behind,
Yeah,
Mm.
that's the way I
and I
felt, and
can't.
I'm regretting that now. But that's the way I feel too. Like
I
I just
worry
left
about.
them.
Yeah, I worry about us even losing this house at some point in time. Although we've lived here off and on for over 20 years.
Oh wow, you've been there a
Right.
long time.
Yeah, a long time. I've seen all my
Is your son?
grandbabies being born
Yeah.
while we lived here.
Does your son give you signs that he's watching you? Because I'm
Oh Lord,
experiencing
yes.
that now, and he's trying to
Oh
tell
God,
me
yes.
something. I don't know what it is, but he's trying. I think both my boys are, because at my other client's house, the fan in the kitchen hadn't worked in 2 years, and she's blind, so she can't really do it. And I'd get up there and tackle, but I'm not going to. So it's
Yeah.
been, next thing I know, I'm laying in the bedroom, and because I stay there at night because they're 24-hour care, but a light just popped on, just straight out of the blue. I
Wow.
sit right up and I went, and my guy is looking at me, and I said, "You see that?" And then next thing I know, 2 days later, I go into the kitchen. I'm in there doing dishes, right? Knowing that fan don't work for 2 years for a fact, proven fact, that fan is going at high speed.
Oh wow, that's definitely
Oh
a
yeah,
sign.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, that's
yeah,
a sign that something's going on, that I got to do something, because it just does. They know I talk a lot, because that's the only way I can get through this, is to talk about it.
yeah,
Otherwise, if I keep
yeah.
silent, I'm going to
Absolutely.
wind up having a heart attack. If I,
Yep.
you shut up and clam up,
Yep.
yeah, I'll stroke out on everybody. But that's the way
Yeah,
I have to do
exactly.
it. So,
Well, I noticed you're a caregiver.
I am.
I've been
It's a
a
caregiver, but I'm
caregiver.
a CNA. Yeah.
I've been a
So we have
caregiver
compassion.
since 2016. I
Right.
was
See, I've been
started
doing it
out
all my life.
caregiving for my brother. Well,
Yeah,
my
mine
brother, he
too.
was a quadriplegic and
That's
everything.
her. That's
And we brought him home from the hospital and took care of him. And he had colostomy bag. He had a suprapubic catheter. He, on oxygen sometimes, and had to have a port put in so we could do infusions at home at night and stuff. I mean, he had everything, and we were just thrown into it, me and my husband. But we
Yeah.
got through it. But at the last, when my brother passed away, let's see, how long's Roger been gone? Was it 22 or 23? It's 23. Yeah. September 29th, the day after my birthday, he passed away. Well, it was after, like, 3 hours after my birthday and everything, because he wouldn't go until my birthday was done. And I knew that. Everything. But my son Todd, he was right there with Roger by his bed the whole
wow.
time.
Yeah.
Let me tell
Well, I
you,
was with
during
my
that
mom
last
and
week
brothers.
of Roger was, because
Yeah.
Roger would sit there and he'd go, my brother's name was Roger, and he'd go, ain't you going to say hi to Todd? And I'd look
Right.
and I'd go, sure. Hey, Todd. And I used to tell Roger, I said, what? I'm kind of jealous. And he kind of looked at me like, why? And I said, because right now, I said, you get to see people that I can't, that I
Right.
wished I could see,
Right.
and everything, like our parents and grandparents, and especially my son.
Right. Yeah.
And I told him, I used to tell him all the time, tell Todd I love him, you know, tell Todd Mama loves him, but Roger called me Mama all the time
Right.
and everything, because that's who he thought I was. He thought I was our mother. Of course, I looked just like her and everything, from what everybody says anyway.
I look just like my mom too. I look just like my
Yeah.
mother. My son was an artist
Yeah.
also too, and he drew pictures of all of us. And I often wondered what she meant by that, because we lost my older brother to cancer, and she got sick, of course, with emphysema and all her AFib and all this that's going on with her. And then my other brother that lived in the apartment at the house, he wound up sick. My mom couldn't take off work to take him to radiation and chemo. And I said, Mom, I work for a doctor. I'll see if I can come in late, and I'll come down there and take care of it. Well, I'd already went through losing one brother, right? And they thought we were twins because we were so close. But
Yeah.
my mom also told me, I said, Mom, I said, me and Ronnie need to talk to you tonight, because we got the report back, because I worked for the doctor's office then. And I told her, I said, Mom, we're battling this again with your other son, Ronnie. And but we're going to try to beat this, okay? And she finally came to me and said, Kim, I can't go through losing another son. And I never knew. I knew how it felt to lose a brother, okay, not a son.
Yep.
Until 11 months later, then my son dies. So I know what she meant by that. And then as far as another, she didn't make it through to Ronnie's death, but she said she couldn't do it. She was so heartbroken. I know there are children. Do we miss our parents just as much as we miss our kids? Well, I mean, you see what I'm saying? Because I miss my mom dearly. I mean, dearly. And that was my best
I do
friend,
too.
was my mom, because, I mean, she,
I mean,
but
I've lost I've lost both parents. I've lost two brothers, a
Me
sister,
too.
my
Yep.
son, and a granddaughter.
Oh my.
But
Yeah.
the one that is my son. You know, that's that's what I miss the most is my son
It's your son. Yeah. I
and
mean,
everything.
I miss
I
both. You know. Yeah.
I was able to I was able to do better when both my two of my brothers passed away after my son did.
Mm,
Oh
I was
no.
able to
Oh.
handle that better
yes.
than I was, you know, when my son passed away.
It's a
Well,
lot
let me
Because
tell you
easier.
you can't
this.
get no your grief can't get no worse
It
at
can't. It's still
all.
there. I did
It's
my
when you lose
son's
a child,
eulogy.
that's your hardest grief right there.
Yeah,
Right.
and you know what? I use my testimony from what I went through with the first one and wind up on drugs for 4 years, and I actually seeked help. But so that's what I mean when I'm on both sides of the spectrum. How's it feel then,
Yeah,
and how'd it feel this way? So I know, I understand it, but you know
yeah,
that I'm not proud of it, but I'm at least not going to deny it either. But you know, how do you really just go through that? Keep going through it. I mean,
yeah.
I don't understand. I
Well,
don't.
with my granddaughter, she was only 23 days old, and she died of SIDS. So
Oh, I know
that was a
that. Yeah.
sudden thing. So
Right.
yes, that hurt, but I stayed strong for my son and his wife and my other two her two siblings and everything. I thought I had to and everything, and then year and a half later, my son passes away, and it was sudden, and it was so different than any death I had ever experienced. His was so different.
Mm-hmm.
A lot different than my
But
first one
my
was.
two
Chef,
brothers, yeah, but my two brothers, when they passed, they was both. We expected both of them too because the one was cancer and everything, so we
Right.
fully expected he was on hospice. And my other brother that we took care of, he was on hospice and everything here at the house. And it was expected. It was like, brother, let go. Go ahead and let go. I love you. I'll see you on the other side
Right.
and everything. So their deaths, everybody else's death has been totally different than what my son's was,
Yeah.
yeah.
as far as the feelings go and
So,
everything.
oh, I'm sorry. So guys, it's 7:01 p.m.
Well, it is.
Yeah, I know, right? Time flew by. It flew by. But I just want to let you guys know I really appreciate you taking the time to come on and just sharing what's on your heart. It's been awesome. Um, don't forget to join us next week, guys. Especially all females. I want females and males, but females, I really need you to listen to this, because broken heart syndrome, it is a real thing.
Yeah, it is.
It does take lives, and 90% of
Yes.
women are affected from that. So we
Yep.
will have a cardiologist on with us next week, and we'll be discussing that. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. And Kimberly, thank you again for coming on and joining. And Deborah, I'm
Well, thank
glad
you.
that you are going to connect with her, and hopefully,
Yes.
keep us updated, Kimberly, on how things go when
Oh,
you
I
start
am. I've got a lot of
asking
questions I need
questions.
answers to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let us
I mean,
know. And
make me believe what you believe. That's what I need them
yeah,
to prove to me that you didn't have enough people to investigate it,
right,
especially with that
right.
amount of fentanyl on his body.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh,
All
well,
right,
thanks for having me,
ladies.
honey.
Of
Uh-huh.
course, thank you for joining. And of course,
Uh-huh.
Deborah, as always, thank you so much for coming on board. You're one of my biggest
Yes, ma'am.
supporters. I so appreciate you.
Tell Moody I said hello.
I will. I'll let him know. He was supposed to be on here tonight, but he's sleeping because he was partying a little bit last night. So,
Ah,
yeah, He's gonna pay for
do I
this one.
need
We'll,
do I need to do I need to get a switch after him?
yep, yep.
Yeah, I
Uh,
got a switch. I got some good switch trees for his butt.
All right,
All
ladies.
right, I'm gonna
Thank
let y'all
you
go.
so much. And everyone
All
else,
right,
thank you for listening. Everyone have a good night.
you too. Love you. Bye.
Bye bye. Well, lovely people, we are signing off. I hope you enjoyed our episode this week. Be sure to tune in next Sunday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. And remember, no matter how old or how young, our children will forever be our babies. We just have one with wings. Be gentle with yourself and take all the time you need to heal. Thanks for joining. Good night. All right, Kimberly, have a good one. Thank you again. Bye-bye.